Welcome to the Success Sensei Podcast for anyone interested in success, happiness, and balance. We'll teach you how to be a black belt at life. And now, your host, former professional fighter, multiple world champion, entrepreneur, and investor, Robert Devane.
Bowing in. This is Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei, helping you to win at life one kick and punch at a time. Episode 128. And it's the Friday Blitz.
The Success Sensei Friday Blitz coming at ya.
Are you a wolf in sheep's clothing? So in the podcast on Wednesday, it was, they laughed at me when I told them, ... Did you have a listen to it? If you did, you will know that we briefly talked about the saying, a wolf doesn't require the opinion of sheep. And it got me thinking about 4 psychological traits in people. If we break them down to 4 psychological traits, being the first one being, are you a wolf in sheep's clothing? So let's see, we'll have a talk about each of the 4. I'll list them now. We'll have a talk about each of the 4, and I'd like you to identify which one you think you are, which one relates to you. At the end, I will tell you which one I think you are and which one I think relates to you as a listener of this podcast. So, the first one, are you a wolf in sheep's clothing? What does that even mean? Well, it means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So it could come across as somebody who's insincere, pretending they're something they're not, as a way of getting advantage on their enemies or their competition. It can certainly mean that. But it can also mean that you're softening your hard interior. So you're conforming a little bit more to society. So there is a saying, whether you're a fan of his or not, he is a current mind, but whether you're a fan of his or not, and I'm not necessarily, Jordan Peterson does have a good saying, and it is, a harmless man is not a good man. A good man is a very dangerous man who has that under voluntary control. So the wolf in sheep's clothing is a very dangerous wolf, but because he's wearing the sheep's clothing, he can still operate in a more soft manner. It might not be for dodgy reasons. It might not be to get ahead. It could just be because the social norm is to act a certain way. I mean, you can be as tough as you want to be, but if you encounter small or vulnerable children, you really should be very soft. So the wolf in sheep's clothing is tough interior, a hard interior, and a soft exterior. Now, I know all the macho men out there are listening and thinking, yeah, that's me, I'm the wolf in sheep's clothing. I just act nice, but if I wanted to snap and kill absolutely everybody, I have the power to do all of that and the skills. You know, it's only one of the psychological traits, right? Let's talk about the next one. Are you a sheep in wolf's clothing? So this is the little boy or the little girl inside you, and yet on a day-to-day basis, you're putting on a braver front, you're putting on a tougher exterior, and you're trying to protect your soft interior. Actually, now that I mention it, very much like my horoscope, I'm not a massive believer in horoscope, I see it as entertainment, but I am Cancer the crab. So that's the tough exterior shell with the soft interior. So that's what like a sheep in wolf's clothing is. Is that you? Do you identify that one, or do you identify with more the alpha male one, the wolf in sheep's clothing, or are you a sheep in wolf's clothing? Are you actually crying on the inside and the outside you're acting all tough and macho and to get you through whatever it is that you're actually really, really nervous about? So which one are you so far? Okay, so that was, just a quick recap so don't confuse you or myself. Are you a wolf in sheep's clothing, or are you a sheep in wolf's clothing? Already, I knew I was going to screw myself over there. Are you a wolf in sheep's clothing, or are you a sheep in wolf's clothing? Or are you simply a sheep? So what's that? Who wants to identify as that? Well, that is a soft inner and a soft outer. I suppose when I wrote that down, I thought of a grandmother type figure. That's how you want them to be. You want them to be soft inside and soft outside. Like your gran, like your nanny. So are you a sheep? Are like somebody that's so higher evolved, so comfortable with themselves that they don't have to be tough inside or outside? Next one. Are you simply a wolf? Are you simply tough on the inside and tough on the outside? So, the thing about that is at least it's honest. You are what you are. But even when you're being honest, it might not necessarily be the right way if you're hurting people with your honesty. So that's up to you to figure out and see. But again, I'm sure a lot of people are listening and going, yeah, first of all, you thought you were the wolf in sheep's clothing because that sounded cool. But now that the option is on the plate of you just being an out-and-out, hardcore, 100% wolf on the outside and the inside, you might go with that one. So which one did you identify as? The wolf in sheep's clothing, the sheep in wolf's clothing, just simply a sheep, or just simply a wolf? Well, I'll tell you which one you are. You are all four. At various stages in your life, in various different circumstances, social and otherwise, and in various different relationships. We all play each part depending. So have a think about that. All of this black and white, all of these tests, these psychological profiles, these personality tests that stick you in the box and tell you exactly this is who you are. We are all human beings. Different stage. I'd like to think that we're all evolving and constantly learning and not the same people we were 10 years ago, 1 week ago. We should be, every day is a school day. We should be developing and working on ourselves, especially if you're trying to achieve more success in your life. You're going to have to become a different person to achieve different results. So at each stage in our life and in various different circumstances, each one of these is the correct. It's up to you to figure out in your own life morally when is the right time, how to do it, how it fits in with your life. It's just something for you to think about. Are you a wolf in sheep's clothing? Are you a sheep in wolf's clothing? Are you a sheep or are you a wolf? Which one are you? Sometimes conforming and being the sheep is the right thing to do in the situation, in case you pointed that one out as being the weakest one. And sometimes being the strongest wolf is not the way to go. Sometimes you will be sad or nervous on the inside, like a sheep in wolf's clothing. But like I can tell you, you're a sheep in wolf's clothing when you're going out to a room or a stadium or an arena full of thousands of people, to get into a cage to fight with somebody else. I guarantee you're a sheep in wolf's clothing, and other times you're a wolf in sheep's clothing. This is all of us. Life has many grey areas. It's not black and white. Don't stick yourself in a box and identify as just one. There are many answers and all of the answers are correct. I hope you're having a good week. I hope you listen to the other podcast, and I hope you listen to their podcast next week. Send me a little bit of feedback, all you wolves and all you sheep. Send me a little bit of feedback. Let me know what you think. Thanks for listening. I'm Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei. Life is a fight you can enjoy and win. Bowing out.
This has been the Success Sensei, fighting the winning fight. So add us, subscribe, like, and comment. Keep those hands up and keep moving forward.